everyone, welcome back to our channel. This week we're taking you on an unexpected adventure to the beautiful Wauraltee Beach on the Yorke Peninsula. We weren't planning to visit this hidden gem, but when our friends from Rapid Bay invited us for a long weekend getaway, we couldn't resist. Join us as we navigate sandy roads, set up the perfect beach camp and dive into thrilling activities and heartwarming moments. From kite surfing mishaps to unforgettable beach parties, this trip was filled with surprises and incredible memories. So sit back, relax and come along with us on our sun-soaked journey to Wauraltee Beach as we live our salty life. We were going to skip the Yorke Peninsula on this trip and head straight for the air, but when we got a call from the crew that we'd met at Rapid Bay to say that they were gathering for the long weekend at Wauraltee, we checked the weather forecast and with a case of FOMO we decided to adopt a new mantra and say yes, and so we turned left. We're airing down. We are about to turn onto the dirt road heading down to Wauraltee Beach. Daz has got the, I don't know what you call it, compressor going, the ARB deflator, letting down the tyres to, we're going down to 20 psi. Oz has just rolled in this dirt and managed to get himself, I would say, in excess of 100 bindies in his hair. He's going to have a major brush once we get to our destination. A little bit nervous about driving onto the sand at Wauraltee because we'd seen plenty of posts with cars and caravans getting bogged, but we did all the right things, aired down, and we had no problems. Wauraltee Beach is a long, open stretch that allows free camping right on the beach. Yep, absolutely free, not a cent. We were the first of our crew to arrive, and so we travelled down the beach to find a spot that would fit the 8 or 9 bands that were going to be joining us for the weekend. How's this spot? Okay, this is how we do it. I've got the radio and Daz is going to put his wheels up over here so that we've got a bit more leeway for the tide and we're not stepping out onto a ridge. Looking good, keep coming back. Honestly, I think this is probably one of our favourite pieces of kit. We wouldn't be without our handheld radio. It's something that we use at every single camp when we're setting up and packing up, and I call it a marriage saver. You can see I'm not real good at this direction stuff. out perfect, I reckon.
So it was one of the first nights on the beach that we'd had where I could go for a kite. It was only really light winds, and I normally kite in heavy winds, but I was complacent and I paid the price for it. My control bar got stuck, and my line then sent the kite into a kite loop, which you can sort of see as it goes out of the field of vision. That then powered up, dragging me down the beach. You can see my right leg takes a few jars, which then damaged the meniscus in my knee and required surgery when we got to Perth. But I ended up taking a big bang to the head, but my instincts kicked in and I pulled the ejection lever, and the kite went depowered, and I went on to survive another day.
Best way to watch your husband kite surfing. Sit here under the awning right on the beach with a cider in my Yeti cup with Windy, Oz in his crate, and there's Daz out there having a little bit of fun in the water. No waves really, but he's out there having some fun. Meanwhile, after getting rid of all the bindies, Oz was living his absolute best life, camped on the beach, surrounded by kids. At one stage I went looking for him and I found him sitting amongst the little people while they were all eating their watermelon, and he was just looking at me wondering, when's it my turn? Then he sat and watched while his friend Mia painted his nails. Afternoon bliss at Wauraltee. The wind has died down, it's warm, and we are just parked up here on the beach with our canopies to give us some shade and having a play in the water. Just gorgeous. The weather was incredible. We had beach days every day that we were at Wauraltee. It was scorching hot some days, in excess of 35 degrees. I think we even got a 40 in there one day. We spent most of our time on the beach, but there were a couple of days where it was just too hot to be outside, and the onshore winds were just blasting hot wind and hot sand into our faces. On those days, we all took shelter in our vans, with the air conditioning blasting as much as our solar setups would allow, and then at night we would come out when the wind dropped off to enjoy the sunsets and have happy hour just sitting on the shore. It was absolutely beautiful. Between spending time on the beach and with our friends having happy hours or chilling in the van, we explored along the beach to the nearby towns of Port Victoria and Moonta. What are we doing, babe?
We're travelling with the crew, heading towards Port Victoria. It's been a little bit windy, so we've decided to do a bit of an explore day as opposed to try and handle it on the beach, and hopefully we get a glass off like last night. We had a lovely visit with some dolphins this morning, which was pretty cool. The boys last night went out and didn't bag out, but got 15 massive King George, some of the best whiting I've ever seen. So we're just heading with the crew into town and do a bit of exploring around.
Yeah, and Oz is going to really enjoy a couple of hours in air conditioning, aren't you, Ozboz? Good boy. So yeah, we're with the Hanger Tribe and the weather vans, and hopefully we find a nice spot to go for a swim that's protected from the wind wherever we go. Either way, I don't mind, even if I just sit in the car. We've just got back to Wauraltee Beach after our day out exploring, airing down so that we can drive back along the beach to our van.
Skipper? El Capitano!
Hey, mate! Hey!
I think I need a bigger net.
What do you get?
Big squid.
Hey?
Big squid.
There was that. Hey, the bigger bread in here. There's a big bread in here. There was a bigger one in there.
I think I'm going to need a big hand.
Here comes the Pied Piper.
While we were there, it coincided with my birthday, and what a place to celebrate. The boys had gone out in the morning and bagged out on some squid and some whiting, and so that was duly shared amongst the group. There was a bunch of nibblies and everybody came together with a couple of communal plates. We gathered all the cars together down on the water's edge, so while the kids played in the water, the adults got stuck into a few drinks, which then led into nighttime shenanigans. It was a fantastic night. The crew also got together and actually bought me my first ever fishing shirt from one of the Wauraltee breweries. I cannot say that word. It's a special place, and it was special times. Being away, camping on the road is hard when you're not with your close family and friends, but I've got to tell you, these guys made me feel really, really special, and incorporated us into their travel families. We had a great night, and thanks to all that got involved. Cheers, guys.
And so after such an incredible time, we left Wauraltee with our van full of sand and our hearts filled with happiness. We've only known these people for a brief moment, but they feel like such special friends already. We can't wait to catch up with them again on our travels. Fantastic camp. Most of the crew are packing up down there, and then we are off. See you later, Wauraltee Beach. We will be back one day. It's been amazing. All right.
G'day guys, how you going?
Hi, we're leaving Wauraltee Beach.
And what a camp. Oh my goodness. I know it's on a lot of people's hit lists, and there's a reason for it. This joint is absolutely banging.
Banging.
We're coming off down at the chicken track. The entry down as you first come in is pretty steep. It's absolutely easy coming in, but it was a long weekend 10 days ago, and so there was a couple of hundred vans down here, so we just thought we're going to go to Port Victoria and check out through there. And we've explored this area before, and we know that it's a really soft exit out of the beach, so instead of breaking gear, we're taking the option to look after it. But we had a wonderful 10 days, which actually included the festival of Daz's birthday that seemed to last 3 to 4 days, and we spent it with 10 couples on the beach that we've met as we've been travelling along, and we got an invitation. We weren't even coming to the Yorke. We were going to shoot straight past the air, but an invitation got sent out, and Lee and I said, you know what, from now on we're actually going to say yes a lot more often, if plans allow it, and thank goodness we did, because that was an awesome experience, and to have that experience with awesome people just magnified it all for us. So there was kids playing, there was fishing, there was squidding, there was drinking, there was laughter, there was just a lot of fun, wasn't there, babe?
There was. So we have done Rapid Bay, we've done McLaren Vale, we've done Harndorf, and now we've done Wauraltee Beach. So since we last did a travel update. So now we are headed further west. We're going to head to Port Pirie today, give the van and the car a good tub, give Oz a good tub. I'm going to try Oz's new dog shampoo and conditioner that was a present from his Auntie Shell. Thank you, Auntie Shell. And we will go to Port Pirie for the night, do heaps of washing, try and get rid of the sand out of every crevice of the van and us, and then tomorrow we'll head over to the Yorke Peninsula, so look forward to sharing that with you.
It's been actually quite extreme. We've had amazing glass off mornings, crazy windy afternoons, and then we've had some of the glassiest nights that we've ever experienced, that were just postcard stuff. We'll drop some of that footage of some of the nighttime glass offs where a few of the boys were out fishing. Old Brettster tried to hit my drone with a lure. Lucky he's not that accurate on his flicking. But the boys shared a lot of squid. We tried cuttlefish for the first time. It was a little bit chewy but quite tasty. But we'll give that a bash in the future. But it was just a real communal camp where nighttime drinks, lots of funs, lots of giggles. Everyone went off and did their own exploring throughout the day. It was just, as Lee and I were saying to ourselves when we first set out 10 years ago to embark on this trip, that what we wanted to do was experience beach camps like this for 10 and 12 days. We did really well on the water, didn't we, Bub?
Yeah.
We're coming off still with 2 tanks full, which is pretty exceptional after 10 days. So lots and lots of quick showers, a couple of trucky showers thrown in there with the wet wipes. But we've survived and we've had a blast. So
lots of swimming. The temperatures were pretty extreme. It was in the 40 degrees for a couple of days. I think we worked out we'd had like 15 days in a row of more than 30 degree temperatures from Rapid Bay to here. So really hot days, some really hot nights, which made it awkward for sleeping. Wasn't very comfortable. And luckily yesterday kind of the southeasterly breeze came in and cooled things down a bit, so we're able to get some breeze through the van and have a good night's sleep. So we are ready for our 3-hour drive today. But yeah, as Daz said, these were the sorts of camps that we wanted when we were planning this trip. Way better than East Coast caravan parks. And we're not looking forward to spending too much time in caravan parks for the rest of this year. Most of our travels in this year are going to be in the west, and lots of free camping, beach camping, low cost camping, station stays. So that's the rest of 2024 for us. We'll be in the west.
can't wait for that. It's just going to be absolutely part of the dream that we've been chasing for so long. And I don't know, there's a different mentality to the families and to the solo travelers and to the couples that are traveling. There's just a more like-mindedness and a friendliness and an openness. You know, I just love sitting around hearing people's stories, what their journeys, what's led them to how they've arrived at where they are at the moment, their reason for travel. For us, it's actually part of it. You know, hearing those stories is just it's amazing. And some personal stories. We've been fortunate enough that some of the crew have allowed us into their world and shared some pretty harrowing journeys as well. So to those guys, you know who you are, and thank you for trusting us with part of your life story as well. So we've made some friendships that I'm sure are going to last forever. But we're out there, we're enjoying it. If you see us out there on the road, hey, chuck us a wave, come and say hello. And we're always up for a chat. Lee more than me.
Yeah, you can tell that.
But until next time, cheers guys.
See you guys. Thanks for joining us on our Wauraltee Beach adventure. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon for more travel videos. Follow us on social media for more updates and behind the scenes content. See you soon, where we keep on living our salty life.